The US is having a crazy warm surge. Let's check it out. Hey guys, Fergus here with weathermapping.com. A 2 week surge of warmth is building across the central United States, with highs pushing into the 80s and even the low 90s, while much of the country runs well above average. Today we'll be looking at two maps from the lower 48, average temperature departure and highest maximum temperature over the next 15 days in degrees Fahrenheit. We'll go region by region to break down where the core heat sets up, where it's more muted, and where near normal conditions hold. So let's first look at the two metrics. Average temperature departure simply means how far temperatures are running above normal or below normal for what's typical for this time of year. If your normal average temperature is 50 degrees Fahrenheit and you run at 60 degrees Fahrenheit over a stretch, that's a plus 10 degrees Fahrenheit departure. On this map, much of the central US is running 8 to 12 degrees above normal. The highest maximum temperature complements this. It shows the single warmest daytime high expected during the next 15 days. So, if a location peaks at 82 degrees Fahrenheit at any point, that's the number you're seeing. In late winter, early spring, departures of 10 degrees matter. They accelerate snowmelt, push early green up, and change energy demand patterns extremely quickly. Let's look at the big picture here. Nationally, the dominant pattern is a broad ridge centered over the plains and Midwest. That's driving persistent warmth from Texas, north into Iowa, and east towards the Great Lakes. There's a clear north-south contrast. The deep south and the southern plains see widespread 80s, while the northern tier still tops out in the 50 to low 60s despite being above normal. There's also this really strong west-east contrast that we're seeing. The West Coast and Great Basin are near to slightly below normal, while the central and eastern interior are running significantly above average. The strongest departures, close to 10 to 12 degrees above normal, cluster from the central plains into the upper Midwest. Let's do a regional breakdown. First, let's look at the southern plains in Texas. This is the core heat. West and South Texas are projected to hit the mid 80s to near 90 degrees Fahrenheit at peak, including upper 80s along the Rio Grande. Average departures run roughly between 9 and 12 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. Oklahoma also sees some highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. This is sustained warmth. It's not just a one-day spike. Moving into central and northern plains, Kansas, Nebraska, into the Dakotas, they're all showing upper 60s to mid 70s with kind of local mid 70s in Kansas. Departures are the strongest here, often plus 10 to plus 12 degrees Fahrenheit, especially across Nebraska and Iowa. Even where highs are only in the 60s in the Dakotas, that's still well above normal for this time of year. Moving into the Midwest and Great Lakes, from Missouri and Illinois into Iowa and Wisconsin and Michigan, highs frequently reach the upper 50s to mid 60s, with some low 70s pushing into parts of Missouri and southern Illinois. Departures range from plus 7 to plus 11 degrees Fahrenheit, and the upper Midwest, sort of Minnesota, Wisconsin area, stands out with a double-digit positive anomaly. Even if absolute highs remain kind of cooler than the further south, they're still well above normal. Moving into the southeast and the Gulf Coast, the southeast is warm, but sort of less extreme in departure terms. Highs climbing into the mid and upper 70s across Georgia, Alabama, and the Carolinas, with low 80s in parts of Florida. Departures are generally plus 4 to plus 8 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a solid warm stretch, but not as anomalous as the central US. Looking at the northeast and mid-Atlantic, the northeast sees highs mainly in the 40s to low 50s and mid 50s to low 60s in kind of that southern area. Departures are modest, between plus 1 and plus 5, so it's slightly above normal, but not kind of dramatically so. That warm signal weakens as we move towards New England and further north. Looking at the West Coast and Intermountain West, California, Oregon, and Washington, and much of the Great Basin remain near normal or slightly below normal on average. Highs range in the 50s to low 60s along the coast to 40 to 50s inland at higher elevations. Departures here are flat to slightly negative in spots, and this west is kind of largely excluded from the central warmth dome. What are the likely impacts that we're going to see? Well, accelerated snowmelt across parts of the plains and upper Midwest, especially where double-digit positive departures persist. That can increase localized runoff and early season flood risk if the precipitation aligns. Energy demand shifts are also very likely. Heating demand drops sharply across the central US compared to a few weeks ago where we had those very cold temperatures. We also may see some early season cooling demand begin to uptick in Texas and the southern plains and places like that with this additional heat. Conditionally, if the warmth pairs with wind and dry air, early fire weather concerns may also come into play, especially in parts of the southern plains. It's obviously dependent on current soil moisture, wind patterns, and precipitation over this same window, but that risk is still there. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe to the Weather Mapping YouTube channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Laters.